Hello, listeners, and welcome back to Everyday Health Stories, the podcast where we explore the fascinating world of medical science through the power of storytelling. I'm your host, Anna, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Dr. Kota Reddy. Hi, Dr. Reddy.
Hey, Anna, it's great to be back with you and our wonderful listeners.
So, Dr. Reddy, in today's episode, we're tackling an important topic that has sparked a lot of curiosity among our listeners. After story number 29, the one where we explored the groundbreaking experimental treatment DDL-920 that has shown promising results in Alzheimer's, well, many of our listeners reached out and asked, what can we do now while waiting for it to become available? Today, we're here to provide answers. We'll dive into non-pharmacological strategies to prevent, manage, and even slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease. And at the heart of our discussion will be gamma oscillations, those vital brainwaves that play a key role in memory, cognition, and overall brain health.
Those are excellent questions, Anna. And it's fantastic that our listeners are so proactive about their brain health. It's really encouraging. So before we dive into the exciting world of lifestyle strategies, I do want to briefly touch on the current medical treatments available for Alzheimer's. While there's no magic bullet or cure at the moment, there are medications that can help manage the symptoms.
Right? Like I've heard of some of those like Aricept, Exelon, those kinds of things.
Yes, those are cholinesterase inhibitors. They work by, boosting levels of certain neurotransmitters in the brain, which can help with memory and cognitive function. There's also memantine, which regulates glutamate activity and can be helpful for learning and memory. The important thing to remember, though, Anna, is that these medications offer temporary relief, but they don't actually slow down the progression of the disease itself. That's why it's crucial to explore other, more comprehensive approaches to supporting brain health.
Okay, so that makes sense. So these medications are helpful for managing symptoms, but they're not like a long-term solution, which brings us back to those gamma oscillations, right? Can you explain what those actually are again? I know we've talked about this extensively in our previous episode, but for those listeners, who just tuned in, maybe we can give them a little background of what this is. And also because I'm really totally fascinated by this whole brainwave thing.
Absolutely, Anna. So imagine your brain is like a symphony orchestra, right? Billions of neurons firing in these intricate rhythmic patterns. Gamma oscillations are kind of like the conductor of this orchestra, making sure everything works in harmony. They're these high-frequency brain waves. We're talking 30 to 120 hertz, and they play a key role in all sorts of cognitive functions like memory, attention, even learning.
Wow. So if the conductor is off, the whole orchestra falls apart?
Precisely. And in Alzheimer's disease, those gamma oscillations get really disrupted. Research shows that this disruption actually contributes to that cognitive decline we see with the disease, the loss of memory, the difficulty with thinking and problem solving. And it's not just Alzheimer's either. Reduced gamma activity has been linked to other conditions like schizophrenia, depression, even autism.
So, Dr. Reddy, if these gamma oscillations are so important, what can we do to boost them? Are there things we can do now to support our brain health even while we wait for those new treatments to become available?
Absolutely, Anna. There's a lot we can do. And it starts with some basic lifestyle changes. We're talking mental stimulation, physical exercise, and good quality sleep. These are fundamental for, not just cognitive function, but also for keeping those brain regions in sync, so those gamma oscillations can thrive.
Okay, so break it down for us. Mental stimulation, what does that even mean?
Well, think of anything that really challenges your brain. Puzzles, learning a new language, maybe picking up a musical instrument, anything that forces you to think and learn. These activities actually stimulate the formation of new neural connections and they strengthen the ones you already have. It's like building a stronger, more resilient brain.
Oh, interesting. So Wordle counts, right? I'm obsessed with Wordle.
Absolutely. Anything that makes you think, anything that engages those cognitive processes is beneficial. Studies have even shown that these mentally stimulating tasks activate gamma oscillations across multiple brain regions.
Okay, cool. What about exercise? I know that's good for your body, but how does it help the brain?
Well, physical activity does a few amazing things for the brain. First, it promotes neurogenesis. That's the growth of new brain cells. Second, it gets that blood flowing, delivering all the good stuff, the oxygen and nutrients your brain needs to function at its best. Plus, exercise can increase the activity of these specialized cells called parvalbumin interneurons, and those little guys are essential for producing gamma waves. There was a study on older adults that showed a real link between regular exercise, improved cognitive function, and better neural synchronization. It's all connected.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so mental stimulation and exercise, and then there's sleep. I know I don't get enough.
Well, sleep, especially REM sleep, is absolutely crucial. It's when your brain consolidates memories, processes emotions, all those things that depend on gamma oscillations. So, having a regular sleep schedule, creating a calming bedtime routine, avoiding those screens before bed, all super important. If you have trouble sleeping, like if you have insomnia or sleep apnea, talk to your doctor. Untreated sleep disorders can actually make cognitive decline worse. It's crucial. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so we've covered like mental stimulation, exercise, and sleep. What else can we do to support these gamma oscillations? Is there more?
There is, Anna, and this is where we get into the more holistic aspects of brain health. We're talking mindfulness, social interaction, and emotional well being. These are just as important as those lifestyle factors we talked about earlier.
Okay, so like mindfulness, meditation, that kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Mindfulness practices, especially meditation, have been shown to, significantly enhance gamma oscillations. It's about focusing your attention, going inward, and, it creates a state of deep introspection. There are different types of meditation, like mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation, or even loving kindness meditation. And these have been shown to be really effective in syncing up brain activity. They did some research on Tibetan monks, experienced meditators, and found a huge increase in gamma oscillations during meditation.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So, what does that mean, like practically? What are the benefits of those increased gamma waves?
Well, it can lead to, greater awareness, better emotional regulation, and improved cognitive clarity. Basically, a sharper mind. And you don't have to be a monk to see the benefits. Even short periods of daily meditation, or even just some simple mindfulness exercises, can make a difference.
Like what kind of exercises?
Simple things like deep breathing or guided visualizations, anything that brings you into the present moment. And mindfulness also improves connectivity between different parts of the brain, like the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision making, and the limbic system, which handles our emotions. That improved connection leads to greater cognitive flexibility and emotional resilience, both of which are super important in protecting against cognitive decline.
Okay, that makes sense. So, meditation, mindfulness, but what about social engagement? How does that fit in?
Social interaction is incredibly important for brain health. When we interact with others, we stimulate gamma oscillations through emotional engagement and cognitive processing. Conversations, empathy, problem solving, these all activate multiple brain regions, including the amygdala, the hippocampus, and the prefrontal cortex. And these areas work together, syncing up through those gamma waves to process social cues and help us understand each other.
So, like just hanging out with friends is good for my brain?
Exactly. It's about meaningful engagement, group discussions, volunteering, team sports. These all provide opportunities to interact, challenge your brain, and build stronger memory networks. Plus, social interaction can actually reduce stress by promoting the release of oxytocin, which is like the bonding and relaxation hormone. Less stress, healthier neural networks, and stronger gamma activity.
Okay, so like meditation, mindfulness, social engagement, it's all connected, right? What other daily habits can we tweak to boost those gamma oscillations?
Two big ones, Anna: single tasking and nutrition. And then we'll touch on sensory engagement too. So, first, let's talk about multitasking. Modern life really pushes us towards it, but, it's doing us a disservice, especially when it comes to brain health.
Right. Like I'm totally guilty of that, trying to do a million things at once. So, why is it so bad?
Because gamma oscillations work best when your brain is focused on one thing at a time. It allows neural networks to synchronize, to work together smoothly. Multitasking, though, forces your brain to switch between tasks constantly, and it disrupts that synchronization. Studies show that multitasking actually increases cognitive load. It slows down processing, messes with memory, and and leads to more mistakes. Gamma oscillations take a hit because, well, your brain is struggling to maintain focus and continuity.
So, like, how can we break the multitasking habit?
It takes practice, but, well, start by prioritizing tasks. Focus on completing one complex task before moving on to the next. You can also group similar tasks together and try incorporating mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or a quick meditation before starting a task. It helps train your brain to stay present.
Okay, so single tasking, got it. What about nutrition? What should we be eating to boost those gamma oscillations?
Nutrition is absolutely essential. A good diet is like fuel for your brain. Specifically, you want to focus on antioxidants, healthy fats, and, well, essential nutrients. These give your neurons what they need to function optimally.
Like, what kind of foods are we talking about?
So, for omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for neuronal membranes and communication, you can find them in fatty fish, like salmon and mackerel, or even in walnuts. Antioxidants, which fight oxidative stress, are in dark leafy greens, legumes, and herbs like turmeric. And don't forget vitamins and minerals. Vitamin E, vitamin B12, and magnesium all play a role in supporting cognitive function. And what you want to avoid are processed foods and high sugar stuff. They increase inflammation and oxidative stress, which are bad news for your brain.
So basically a healthy, balanced diet makes sense. What about sensory and emotional engagement? You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, these are also important. Immersive sensory experiences and emotionally engaging activities can really stimulate gamma oscillations. Think about listening to music, especially something emotionally complex. It activates multiple brain regions, auditory processing, memory, emotional regulation, and it all works together, syncing up those gamma waves. Or watching movies or listening to a captivating story. It engages imagination, empathy, and attention. Even artistic activities like painting or sculpting can stimulate the brain because you are combining sensory input with problem solving and emotional expression.
So art, music, stories, it's all good for the brain, basically.
Exactly. These activities provide a way for your brain to process emotions and form memories, reinforcing those neural connections that are so important for gamma oscillations. It all ties together.
Wow, Dr. Reddy, this has been absolutely eye-opening. So much we can do to support our brain health. Like, just to recap, so we talked about like everything from medication options to, well, lifestyle changes, mindfulness, even the importance of single tasking. It's like a whole brain approach, right?
Right. It's about taking a holistic view of brain health. It's not just one thing, it's a combination of factors that all work together. Everything from exercise and sleep to mindfulness and even what we eat, it all plays a role. And while future treatments like DDL920 hold promise, we don't have to wait. We can empower ourselves to take control of our cognitive health today.
Totally. So listeners, I hope you're feeling as inspired as I am. There are so many actionable steps we can take starting right now. And what would you say, Dr. Reddy, are the most important takeaways for our listeners?
I'd say focus on building a strong foundation. Regular exercise, quality sleep, and, well, mental stimulation are key. From there, incorporate mindfulness practices, social engagement, pay attention to your nutrition, and try to embrace single tasking. It's all about creating a brain environment where those gamma oscillations can thrive.
That's so important. Before we go, Dr. Reddy, I just want to remind our wonderful listeners to take a moment to subscribe to the podcast. By subscribing, you'll get notified of new episodes, gain access to exclusive content, and, well, join a community that's making positive changes, one story at a time.
That's right. And, as always, this podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider for any medical concerns.
And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and family. You never know who might benefit from this information. Remember, every story has the power to transform lives.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We'll see you next time on Everyday Health Stories. Bye for now.